These are 4 split keyboards actually worth considering if you type all day, and each one earns its place for a different buyer, because a strange shape or the word ergonomic on the box does not make a keyboard a smart purchase. What counts is whether the design, adjustability, learning curve, workflow fit, and total cost makes sense for someone who types for hours. This is a buying guide, not medical advice, so any health claim you hear is labeled as the manufacturer's claim and nothing more. Separating the halves lets you set your shoulder width, and raising the inner edges, called tenting, turns the forearms toward a more neutral angle. Research supports that general idea, but a meta-analysis found different features helped different postures. No single design fixed everything, and stronger trials are still needed before anyone promises injury prevention. So ergonomic is a weak word. It sits on boards that fully adjust, and on at least one that does not tent at all. A few factors did the sorting: whether the halves fully separate or sit at a fixed angle, whether tenting is included or sold separately, and whether the layout stays familiar or switches to columns that shorten finger travel but demand weeks of retraining. Cost, availability, and warranty settled the rest. The easiest transition: Logitech Ergo K860. The Logitech Ergo K860 suits the nervous first-timer with mild wrist or shoulder tightness who wants every key where it already sits. It is a fixed one-piece curved board with a built-in wrist rest and a full layout including the number pad, running wireless over Bluetooth. At the time of research, it listed around $150 and often sold closer to $130 with nothing else to buy. What justifies the price is the absence of a learning curve. Logitech's own study of 52 office workers reports most could type effectively after 2 days, though that is the maker's finding, not an independent one. The catch is that this is barely a split. The halves are molded at a fixed angle, so you cannot set your shoulder width, and it never tents upward. Logitech markets it as certified ergonomic, and claims it cuts wrist bending by 25%. But those stay manufacturer claims, skip it if you carry real pain, need separation for broad shoulders, or specifically want tenting. The verdict is the honest entry point, a genuine posture nudge with zero relearning at the lowest cost tier, as long as you accept a shape that cannot change. The budget true split, Kinesis Freestyle2. Buyers who want that control back, without learning anything new, should look at the Kinesis Freestyle2. Both halves pull fully apart, so you set them to your own shoulders while keeping a completely normal layout. It uses low-force membrane switches, needs no software, and carries a 2-year warranty with a 60-day return. At the time of research, it started near $99, the cheapest genuine adjustable split here, and relearning stays light since only the separation is new. The catch is tenting, which is not built in. A basic kit adds about $20 to $27, or $53 with palm supports, bringing the honest all-in figure closer to $120 to $150. It is also membrane rather than mechanical. Its nearest rival, the Keychron Q11, is mechanical, but has no built-in tenting and a short bridge cable, so the Freestyle2 wins on price and on a real tenting upgrade path. Skip it if you want a mechanical feel or tenting included, since those buyers can look at the Freestyle Edge RGB Plus near $199. The verdict is the value pick that delivers real separation without a new layout, as long as you budget for the tenting kit. The premium all-in-one MoErgo Glove80. The first 2 keyboards keep your layout. The MoErgo Glove80, it abandons it, which is why it can do more. It suits the serious all-day typist who wants the most adjustable, wireless, contoured board at one honest price and accepts a few weeks of relearning. Everything comes in the box. A fully separated, low-profile contoured keywell with continuously adjustable tenting and tilt, palm rests, and a travel case, all in the base price, with wireless Bluetooth reaching 4 devices. Independent testing from Tech Gear Lab measured that a light 48 grams of force at actuation. At the time of research, the base version cost $384, or $425 for silent switches, with nothing more required. That all-in pricing is the whole value argument, since rivals charge separately for the same parts. The contoured column keywell brings one of the steepest learning curves here, and MoErgo suggests 30 to 60 minutes of daily practice with full-time use only past 40 words per minute. Support also runs through New Zealand with an 18-month warranty and buyer-paid return shipping that can reach around $100. Its nearest competitor, the Kinesis Advantage 360 Professional at $499, answers with a 3-year warranty and United States support, but costs more. Skip it if you need to stay productive right away or dislike low-profile switches. The verdict is the premium board that stops charging you at checkout, for the buyer who will put in the retraining weeks. The programmer's pick, ZSA Voyager. The Glove80 chases comfort, while the ZSA Voyager chases control, and it is the most specialized pick. It suits the programmer or heavy shortcut user who enjoys tuning a setup. What sets it apart is the software, a lean 52-key low-profile board whose Oryx and key map tools draw the most praise in the category, with the layout stored on the keyboard itself, so it works anywhere with nothing running in the background. At the time of research, it costs $365, shipping from Taiwan, so customs or duties can arrive on top. Here, the greatest strength and the biggest catch are the same fact, those 52 keys. Numbers, navigation, and many symbols live on layers you design and memorize, a real workflow project rather than a plug-and-go experience. Owners frequently report dropping to around 25 words per minute at first, and climbing back to 70 or 90 within a few weeks. Tenting is limited to 0 or 5 degrees, unless you add the optional tripod mount for about $30 more, and the board is wired only. Its nearest rival is ZSA's own Moonlander, also $365, which earns the nod only if you want more keys and full height switches. Skip it if you need a number pad or wireless without leaning on layers. The verdict is that for shortcut-driven and coding work, the software leads the group, provided you accept the layered discipline and a wired design. The good keyboards that did not make the list. A few strong boards missed the cut. The Digma Rays. 2 starts around $369, but charges extra for wireless and tenting, pushing a realistic build toward $459, which loses to the all-in Glove80. And the Microsoft Sculpt, still praised in old reviews, was discontinued in 2024, so new units are gone and resale prices are inflated. Which one fits which buyer? Reach for the K860 when you want the lowest risk first step, you feel mild tightness rather than real pain, and you refuse to relearn anything. Pick the Freestyle2 when you want real separation on a budget and will add a cheap tenting kit. Choose the Glove80 when you type for hours and want maximum adjustability in one price, with the patience to relearn a column layout. Go with the Voyager when you live inside shortcuts or write code and enjoy building your own layout. And choose none of them when your current keyboard already feels fine and you cannot spare the retraining time, because a split is a real commitment of money and habit. A split keyboard is worth buying only when its design and learning demands fit how you actually work, not because the box says ergonomic. If this is the kind of straight, no-nonsense gear breakdown you want before spending real money, like this video and subscribe to Desk Gear Insider.